Warning: STS Radio contains vulgar people, vulgar language, and vulgar ideas. If any of this offends you, kindly blow it out your ass.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the newest episode of STS Radio. Myself, Andrew Moss. With me, as always, the J to my silent Bob, Bruce Gates.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, sir?
Yeah, not much. Same shit, new diaper.
Yeah, hell of a week it's been, man.
Yeah, indeed. Boston all in an uproar, so to speak.
Yeah, it's
for good reason.
Yeah, man. I when I got home and I woke up from my nap, I saw a whole bunch of texts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? And I see on the news that there'd been a bombing at the Boston Marathon. I was just like, oh shit, man. You know.
My initial thought was like, who fucks with the Boston Marathon of all things? You know.
Well, it was on TV, so if you're gonna get a message out, that's kind of the way to do it, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I haven't really been keeping up, since yesterday. I've been at work, when it happened, and ever since news has unfolded, I've pretty much been at work the whole time, so it's hard for me to really keep up with anything. But I don't know if the dude's even still alive or what the deal is, so I'm sure we don't know really anything about it still.
Yeah, and as far as I know, one of them was shot and killed during an exchange of fire with the cops.
Right.
And there's still one that's alive, was taken to the hospital, was in critical condition or something, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness. Sheer craziness.
It is, man. Like, the funny thing is, like, here's how stupid and out of touch with the news that I am. So, I was going to work yesterday, and I get on like one of the last roads that I have to take before I get to the station, and I pull onto the road and I see about 5 cop cars just like zoom right by me. I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, I guess something's up. I don't know. And I'm not like listening to the radio, so I was listening to like CDs and Howard Stern and whatnot. And obviously those were on recorded shows from earlier in the week, so they're not talking about that.
Right.
I get into the station. It's about, I want to say like 3:45 in the morning. And I get in there, and one of my friends, Billy from the Mike and Billy show, cheap plug, runs into the next room where he sees me, and he's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, come here. And he shows me the TV and saying that there's a manhunt that's going on in Watertown, and they gave the street name. He's like, dude, that's like a mile from here.
Oh, shit.
I was like, you're fucking kidding, man. He's like, no, man. He's like, you can just take that road over that way and just go around this way. I was like, oh, shit, man, that is fucked.
That's crazy.
So
it was really, like, within, like, a mile of the station?
Yeah, about a mile and a half, yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Oh, it gets better. So, throughout the morning, we didn't even have, like, a regular show. We just played the news station's feed.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that was, like, listening to us, would keep updated with it and whatnot. Apparently, it's the right thing to do. So...
I take it you don't agree with that?
In a way, I fully agree with it. I saw their point with it. I was just like, all right, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I see the other side, like what you probably were thinking too, which is like, still keep things normal in the meantime. Like, why, bend shit just for these fuckers?
Yeah,
was that not your mentality, or?
Well, no, my mentality was, okay, like, if there's a town shutdown, what the hell are we all doing here?
So you're like, what the fuck am I doing here in the first place?
Yeah,
you were Dante, like, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing, man. I got an email at about 7 in the morning, like maybe a little past 7 in the morning, from one of the higher-ups in CBS, basically saying, like, look, the town is shut down, stay the fuck home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fucking really, man? Like, now we get this?
Like, thanks. After I've already been here for how long? How long were we there?
Let's see. I got there about 3:45. So a little over 3 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, man, that whole thing was just fucking unbelievable, man.
Oh, yeah, totally. Just completely insane.
it was. It did make me smile though, seeing like the gestures around the sports world towards Boston. I mean, that was really touching, man.
Yeah, like the whole Yankee thing and things like that, and the Brewers and.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with a lot of people. Like, a lot of people were kind of shitting on the Yankees, saying, what the fuck? The crowd's not even singing along. It's stupid. I'm like,
they were singing along. There were people who were singing along.
There were people that were singing along. There were, a whole bunch of people that they probably didn't know the words because they're just like, look, this isn't our thing. But, we'll definitely show our respect for Boston. Right.
Well, that's part of it, too. Like, they don't normally do that, so cut them, some fucking slack. Like, seriously.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, man, I did want to just, like, scream at one caller. Like, if I could have reached through the phone and just, like, ripped this dude's dick off, slapped him in the face with it a couple times, and then shoved it down his fucking throat, I would have done it. Like, regardless of being fired or what have you, man.
Oh, man, why? What did he do?
So, it was, like, it was the day after the Boston Marathon, and we decided, okay, just, forget all the music. We're just going to keep talking about it. We're going to invite the listeners to call in and share their stories. Were they there, or what's going on? Mm-hmm. So this one guy calls in. I want to say probably about like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "Hey, can I make a request?" I'm like, "Sorry, man, we're not doing requests this morning." He's like, "Well, why not?" I said, "Well, because we're talking about the Boston Marathon bombing. We're inviting people to talk about it and kind of share their feelings on it." Mm-hmm. The next words out of his mouth, I wanted to fucking kill him. He's like, "Well, you gotta move on, man. You gotta move on." I'm like, "You fucking... You bastard!"
Yeah, really.
Like, seriously, like, I wanted to rip this fucking guy's dick off and just shove it up his fucking nose.
Yeah, well, I mean, I see his point, but at the same time, like, that's not how you say it.
The day after? And he's telling us to move on?
No, I mean, like yeah, I mean, that is kind of soon, I guess. But I mean, like, at the same time, like, the more press you give them and the more time you give them, the more you sort of, I don't know. The more attention you give it, the more it sort of makes them famous. And I don't agree with making the people who do really shitty things famous.
But I mean, at the same time, and it's something newsworthy. I mean, it's not like we can't talk about it,
That's true. I mean, certainly. I mean...
but
you can't just, obviously you're going to talk about it, and you finish, when you're done talking about it, that's when you move on. Yeah, so, next day probably wasn't the right time, but I mean, you have to move on at some point, obviously.
Definitely not the right time. I mean, that would be like if your grandpa passed away, and, like, I saw you, like, the day afterwards, or I even saw you that day, I'm just like, come on, man, you gotta get over it. You gotta get over it. Like, you would beat the fucking piss out of me.
Yeah, it is a bit too far.
Yeah. It's... I don't know, man. The callers, I love them and I hate them at the same time, man. And it's just like some of them that put a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, some people just suck, dude. That's how shit goes,
Yeah. I rarely do I ever wish death on somebody. Like, obviously, the guys that, did the bombing and whatnot, I wish death on them. I wish death on Osama bin Laden, but... I was like, that one fucking guy, man. Like, that is, like, piss poor timing.
Yeah, really.
That was almost like the equivalent of, I don't know, let's say, we'll say your girlfriend Liz gets an abortion, and then, afterwards you just start telling her dead baby jokes. Like, yeah, really. Like, dude, your timing's a little off.
Like, Seth MacFarlane, I think, was supposed to have a bit in Family Guy that was about the marathon and shit.
Well, no, he did in a prior episode, like one that had aired.
Oh, it was a prior episode?
Yeah, it was one that had aired, like, I want to say, like, maybe a season or two ago, where he won the Boston Marathon by driving his car into a bunch of people.
I see.
There was some douche that, like, put a clip on the internet. It was Peter sitting down with Al Michaels, and Al Michaels was like, "So, Peter, you win the Boston Marathon. How'd you do it?" There's a picture of him driving the car through the Boston Marathon. He's like, "Well, Al," and then it just goes to Peter dressed up in, like, Islamic garb, dialing a phone. You hear explosions off screen.
Oh, wow.
I'm just like, come on, dude, fucking really? Come on, you piece of shit.
Yeah, jeez.
Like, come on, I'm all for offensive humor and, like, pushing the envelope, but I got my limits, man.
Yeah, really. There's only so much you can do. I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, at least, Because I kind of thought it was, a new joke. That's the way I kind of got it. So I'm glad it wasn't, because
No,
that
it
would be,
wasn't.
obviously in very poor taste.
Obviously.
So good on McFarlane not doing it.
Yeah. It was a little crazy though, like trying to get out of the station the other day though was they pretty much shut down the city of Brighton, the city of Boston, and all that shit.
Yeah.
So here I am. I have maybe less than an eighth of tank of gas, which isn't even going to get me close to the Rhode Island border. And I got my paycheck, so I'm just like, fuck. All right, maybe a Stop and Shop's open or something like that. I go to the Stop and Shop, they're fucking closed. I'm like, fuck, man. I drive around looking for some place that like cashes checks. There's like one or two other cars on the road, whole bunch of fucking cops, whole bunch of stadies and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving myself fucking mental, and then it finally dawned on me. I was like, oh yeah, fucking, I got a debit card. That'll work. So then I was just like, all right, now I gotta find a gas station that's open. Thankfully, there was one. So
good thing, geez, because like everything's shut down. It was Adam Sandler who posted as Happy Gilmore. He was like, something to the effect of, Boston is the only city where if you fuck with them, they will shut down the entire city and find you.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, I mean, to be fair, I appreciate the nod and all that, but at the same time, like, when 9/11 happened, like, let's say that the people who did it survived. Obviously you're not going to do that if you're driving a plane into a building.
Yeah, obviously.
But let's just say they did something where they did survive. I think, in all honesty, New York would have totally shut down and found his ass or her ass or whoever it was.
Yeah.
I think if they had survived it, they wouldn't have just been like, okay, as usual, everybody carry out your business. We'll find them. It's okay. Like, no. They would have totally done something.
No. Trust me, man. There are a lot of cities you do not fuck with. New York is one of them.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly, it kind of bugs me, as I said on my Facebook. Like, it kind of bugs me all the comparison to 9/11, because it's like, yeah, it's a big thing, and
the only comparison you can really make with it, though, is that it was a terrorist act.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
it.
maybe, I mean, yes, it is technically a terrorist act, but for all we know, they were, like, acting on their own, and we don't know that they're part of a larger anything. They could have just been, two brothers that, didn't like America for whatever reason,
Right.
It's hard to say.
And I didn't even want to put anything on Facebook about the Boston Massacre thing, because, let's face it, everybody on Facebook was doing it, everybody on Twitter was doing it. I'm just like, A, nobody's going to give a shit about my 2 cents. And B, it's fucking overkill.
Right. I mean, how much can you really say about it? That's the thing,
Yeah.
That's what the news is for. Exactly.
Oh, man. I think it was one of the news commentators, Jack Williams, up in Boston. I honestly forget which station he works for. I think it's HDH or BZ, I think. Mm-hmm. But he's like, I really hope we find this SOB that did this. Like, this is like the day afterwards. I'm like, fucking A, let him loose, man. Come on. It's like, you never see a news person, like, just go off, like, I want these sons of bitches captured. I want to, let's torture them. Let's drag them through the... Like, Howard Stern had the right idea, man. He's like,
I'm curious to hear it, because my mom had a pretty interesting idea, too.
Well, no, like, Howard's idea was, it was basically like, look, we take these kids and we drag them through the streets of Boston, kind of like what Italy did with Mussolini.
My mom was saying, chain them to, the middle of the park, and that's it, let the public deal with them.
No, because, like, you want to give these kids attention. Like, okay, we'll give you all the fucking attention you want when we drag you through the city of fucking Boston and give everybody something to throw at you. Or, we give them clubs or something like that, and then we televise it. As a message towards, like, other terrorists or other crazy people thinking about doing bombings or something like that. Like, look, you want to do this, you go ahead. You want to try, you go for it. This is what's going to happen to you.
Give it a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's certainly crazy. I can't believe it happened, especially of all events,
Yeah.
Like, you just wonder what inspires that.
And of all cities, too, man. Like, you never think, like, something bad's going to happen in Boston.
Right.
Like, Boston's, like, a major city, but, I mean, a lot of, like, terrorists, like, they go for, like, the major cities, i.e. New York City, L.A., Chicago. like the big major metropolitan areas. Like you never think Boston's gonna get a terrorist act.
Well, Boston is a pretty big metropolitan area, dude.
It is, like, media-wise, it's, like, number 8 in TV, 10 in radio, I think. So, I mean, it is in, like, the top 10 major cities, but, I mean, it's